Front Row Fans here, and we're super excited to be interviewing you, Lisa Holt, finally, and
Hello, thank
welcome.
you. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
yeah. I mean, thanks again for taking a photo with us at the Slayer show in
That was so
Pennsylvania, and
fun.
yeah, and you're really engaging with the fans. So we were excited that you took a photo with us and then posted it, and we were like, okay, we got to do something with you and hear your story in photography, right? So we just have a couple of questions. We'd like to ask you, when did your journey begin in concert photography?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. In concert photography, about I guess in 2019, I've been to a lot of shows. During the last end of the Slayer tour and Gary's Exodus and all that. I thought I had a lot of opportunities and friends in bands, so I thought, well, let me get another camera. I had my first digital camera in 2008 with a little pop-up flash. I
Oh,
still
cool.
have it. It still works. It's a Sony. It's a
Okay.
great camera, but the megapixels, it's garbage now.
Yeah.
There's so many better cameras. So I got another camera, and I was just like dumbfounded with it. It was just way too like beyond. I didn't know how to use a computer or anything like that. So I kind of put it down for a while in 2019. I took a couple of pictures at shows, and I really didn't know what I was doing. And I'd asked a bunch of people, another bunch of concert photographers, for help and advice. And some were nice and helpful, and some were totally not. So
I understand.
that still stands today. You'll find that, some
Yeah.
people are willing to help, and some people are like gatekeepers and total jerks about it. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's another whole nother
It's another topic.
topic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how I got back into it was then in about like 3 years ago, I started to take pictures locally and just local bands. And I thought, fuck this. I'm going to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
And I just started following people on Instagram that I really admired. And one of them was this guy named Matthew Belter, who he has a outlet, Honeypot Unlimited.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know he had an outlet. I just liked his pictures. And I kept seeing him going, oh, these are so awesome. I want to be like him. And so I would ask him questions. I would hit people up that I didn't even know on Instagram and ask them. And like I said before, some people were very helpful and some people were not. He was one that was really helpful to me and actually said, hey, do you want to try, shooting for us? And I was like, oh, really? Like at the point in time, I didn't even know what that meant. I had to learn.
Right.
He taught me everything. And that's kind of how I started just a few years ago, at first with your friends, get friends bands.
Yeah.
I took the looks, I took the visual beatings from people that were like, oh, what the fuck is she doing here? Or she's just here because of so-and-so or whatever and what. And, I get it. I took it. I respect all those people have, been doing that for years and years. And, here comes me. And so it kind of stung a little bit, but it didn't deter me, and I learned how to use a computer and make files. And although it was hair ripping, frustrating, I started to actually learn how to do it by repetitiveness. And that was, I'd say about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I've just been trying to get better every time,
Yeah, it's an art that keeps evolving and growing.
Yeah, if you want to learn.
Just so you know, I think it's in you for sure, and or in all of us, should I say? Like I picked it up last year. My husband was encouraging me, but as a graphic designer, I kind of have an eye. But to your point, there's so many little buttons and gadgets. And shooting manual is terrifying. So I completely understand. So it's nice that you have somebody you can rely on and talk to about that.
Yeah, he helped me a lot, and he still helps me. He's really busy, but we always try to get together and do something like this and share a screen. And like I'll have focusing issues, or how come this is looking real pixelated when it shouldn't be, and things like that. I even upgraded to a better camera, which is similar to the one I have. It's just an upgrade. It's a mirrorless, and that one now is giving me like the same feelings I had when I picked up my first one.
Okay, good.
It's confusing, it's like there's always something I'm hitting wrong, and then it's doing something different, and then I'm switching between back button focus and front focus. So that's something that's challenging too, just trying to get everything dialed in. I mean, you can have
Yeah.
all your settings perfect, but we have no control over our subjects, over the lighting, whether there's mist and fog,
Yeah. The
stuff like
lighting is
that.
the
So
worst. Yeah. When it's flashing and strobing and red lights, right?
yes,
It's
blowing out the front
yeah.
and then or the back, and then there's nothing in the front. It's all dark in the front. All fun
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
And you
So
shoot like 1,000 photos and you have like maybe a few good
yeah,
ones if
it's
so.
it's
Yeah.
discouraging at times.
Hard. Do you remember the first show you photographed and what was that experience like?
You like big show or like
Anything. I remember like mine was in New York actually. It was an outdoor free festival and I was nervous as hell and I was terrified to open up my camera later. I waited till I got back to Canada and it wasn't as bad as I
you
thought for a
waited? How
moment.
could you do
I
that?
was terrified. Yeah, I was terrified. But what was cool, I mean, it was a daytime setting, so it wasn't
That's so
terrible. It
different.
wasn't, yeah,
That's a
yeah, so
whole
different.
nother that's a whole
Yeah,
nother nightmare because
yeah.
I remember when last summer one of the Slayer shows was an outdoor show,
Mhm.
and it was at a time where there was clouds and then the sun would come out bright and then there was clouds and then oh, it was just you had to keep switching the just real fast. You get your wheel on your ISO on the wheel and you just choop 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 and you
Yeah,
just had to keep fixing it,
back and
looking,
forth.
fixing, looking. Yeah, and
Okay.
auto ISO, forget it. People love it. I can't do it. I feel like
No,
flashing
yeah,
light will just fuck everything up. Yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
work.
yeah, you got it. But you had mentioned that people gave you some looks, I guess, when you kind of first started in the
Yeah,
beginning. So
totally.
that was
Well,
a bit
it's a
nerve
cliquey
wracking.
little bitchy group, I'll tell you. When I first noticed there, it's like high school. It's really strange. People are all in competition. They get together and they'll be all talking. I did this show and I did that show. It's like nobody cares. Just have fun. Isn't this supposed to be having fun? Who's like?
Yeah,
It's like they're rolling out their penis or something. Like blah blah
yeah,
blah. Like I did this show and I've got this coming up. Well, I did that and I did,
yeah,
and it's so silly. And
yeah,
the people that have been around forever, they either don't say anything to you at all. They're just
yeah,
or they're like, right away they come up and say, "What are you doing here? Or who are you shooting for?" That
yeah,
doesn't happen anymore now, but it sure
yeah.
did at first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get people that you ask them some
Cutthroat.
questions and they just act like you're really stupid and silly.
Oh,
That's like a bunch of high school bitches.
do you find what's the ratio of men and women in the group? I'm assuming in your local area when you shoot, it's the same core photographers. I'm
Well,
assuming like it
I
is in
notice a
Toronto.
lot more women now than I
Yeah.
did
Okay.
a few years ago. That's for
That's
sure.
great.
I notice a lot more people now. There's
Mm,
a lot of people that, with their cell phones trying to take pictures but you're not allowed to bring those in the photo pit, but some
yeah.
people do it. If they're traveling with the band or something like that,
Yeah.
you don't say anything. I never say anything, but there's that pit etiquette,
Yeah.
and I noticed that there's just a lot more people in general, but I
Mm.
notice a lot more women.
That's great.
You know,
I've
and
same in Toronto. I'd say a good balance. Not younger women. I'm maybe on the older side.
yeah, it was a lot of younger people, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean,
Totally.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people get into concert photography thinking they're going to make a bunch of money. I think that's what they think. And I'm sorry, but those people at arenas and stuff, they're not going to pay you for anything. They don't
Hmm.
need you. They're
Yeah.
playing at arenas already. They
Yeah.
don't need the press,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You're right.
it's
Yeah.
harder to get those shows, and it's getting a little tighter and tighter, especially with festivals like the Danny Wimmer presents all his festivals. They're not giving out photo passes to just randoms and people anymore. They
Mm.
either have to have been doing it for a long time, or for them it's people that they know, and it's the
Mhm.
same people every year, or Rolling Stone, Kerrang,
Okay.
big huge
The
actual
big
in
ones.
print publications. But
Oh,
I
okay. That
don't
makes
want to do
sense.
festivals anyway. That's a lot of work.
Is it?
It's a
Okay.
lot of running around, and they want the coverage immediately, and it's just, and for nothing. It's just not worth. It's fun, but it's way too much stress. People always say, "Oh, I can't wait to do festivals."
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And it's an expensive hobby, as you said, there's no money
Yes,
to be
that
made,
too.
but like you're spending a lot on gear. One
Yes.
thing I've been doing is just renting a lens if I need it. I won't
Oh
spend
yeah.
thousands of dollars on it. And that's a really good little trick. I was telling a friend of mine as well. I'm like, just rent a lens that you need, don't
Yeah,
spend
I've heard
too
that,
much.
but yeah, because if you're not, festival season, you need something that's, got a good reach, but
Yeah.
they're very expensive.
Yeah.
Your f-stop can be bigger, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be 2.8 or lower for
That's
indoor.
right.
For
That's right.
outdoor, you
Yeah.
can go up, and those are not as expensive.
I understand you contribute to Honeypot, as you mentioned, and NAC, if I'm pronouncing that right.
ANAC, the radio
NA.
station out of LA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I submit, he has a bunch of people that shoot for them. And so it's, usually all the shows are taken up by someone else, like real fast. So, so that's where I do shows for Honeypot as well. And my own
Yeah.
Women in
Tell
the
us
Pit.
about Women in the Pit 777. When did that start, or what inspired it?
A
Yeah.
year ago.
Oh,
About a
so
year ago
brand
in
new.
February. Well, I just, I had this book idea that I was going to do a book on women. And now the reference women in the pit means women in the photo pit, not like
Yeah.
moshing around like a
Correct.
insanely
Yeah. That's good to
insane
know. Yeah.
person. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great and everything, but I'm way too, my back hurts. Ow, ow, my back.
No more moshing.
So
Yeah.
I stay away from that side of the pit. But I had been using a hashtag, women in the pit, and I had met this other gal that was shooting around here that did interviews. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll get together with her and we can kind of have our own little thing, and see
Yeah.
if we can get our own photo passes and things like that. I didn't know how it would go over.
Mhm.
And so we grouped up and I just started applying for, I've always had a portfolio, and then we made a website, and I just started reaching out to contacts, like searching for contacts and getting a hold of PR for bands and stuff that I wanted to do. And I started getting approved for them through Women in the Pit. So
Yeah.
that was about a year, like within 6 months, or not even 6 months, I was getting my own shows. So it worked out really good for me.
I think the benefit of having control of your own platform is you're passionate about who you're shooting all the time, and you have better control, right? And you don't have to perhaps maybe do like that hard 72-hour turnaround or 24 hours even, right? Maybe you can take a little more time, write a nicer review, something more
48.
meaningful. 48. Okay.
I'm 48 because when the PR, it's not up to you, the publication. It's to the PR. You owe them the pictures. They give you the ticket because they want media. And if you have a large enough reach and a following and a good portfolio, and they look at it when you make the request, they go, all right, we'll give you one. They expect you to return that. Some say 72 hours, but I tell them I'll have it in 48. Okay. And I do the reviews. You can't just, they don't want just pictures. You have to do a review also.
Yeah.
A lot of photographers still, I don't want to do reviews. Well, good luck then. Yeah. Cause
that was me until I was like, I need to do them. And now I'm okay with it. At first it's a little, I'm not a writer, but when you love the band and you're passionate, and it just comes out. It just
make it about the music, and you don't have to go into extreme detail about every song they sang, every band member's name. You just don't, you don't have to do that. It's more about the feeling and making someone feel like they were there.
Yeah, I agree. Coming from fan to fan, essentially, and not just someone.
Yeah, like a fan. Exactly.
Yeah, totally. Okay, we touched upon this a little bit. Do you have a favorite photograph at all that stood out for you? Or
yeah, I know. I thought of that question, and I thought, maybe it has all my pictures. They suck.
Maybe it hasn't come yet. Maybe it's gonna happen one day. You're like, oh my god, I love this, and you're gonna blow it up and put it in your house.
No, there's
not yet.
There's actually a couple of my husband I've taken that I thought turned out really nice, that I was able to, that they were good enough, that clear enough that I could blow them up. Was one from Aftershock, not last year but the year before when Slayer played. There was a really nice one that came out that I was happy about.
There you go.
If I saw and someone else did it, I would have went, wow, that's a good picture. And I never.
There you go.
I'm like, what was not good. They're not good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're still working your craft, essentially. I'm in the same boat, so I totally get it. I've improved since last year, but now I'm just
I think I've improved.
Yeah.
But then you'll have a bad day and you'll go, what the hell is going on here? And then, I'm a little hard on myself, but I think that we all are,
100%.
We're all a little hard on ourselves, especially about artistic endeavors,
Well, don't forget, you have 3 songs. It's in and out. It's quick. People are pushy.
That's true.
It's a lot of pressure, and you need to make it, so that could be a factor. Definitely.
Yeah, what a good trick is if I have time, I'll watch YouTube video of their performance from, the tour. And you'll see what goes on in the first songs.
Yeah.
Like, where should I stand? Is the drummer going to stand up on his drum set and, do something right before the show starts? Well, and then again, you're a slave to the lighting as well. So
yeah, that's true.
But things like that, I think when I saw Alice Cooper, he came out and he dropped the kabuki thing and it just did this really cool thing. And of course I missed it, but if I would have watched, I would have known to grab that.
Right.
So little
do
things
some research
like that
beforehand. Yeah. That's a really good tip, actually. Yeah. We touched upon your gear a little bit. What do you shoot with? Are you Nikon, Canon, Sony?
No, I'm Canon USA. Woo, Canon all the way. I have 4 or 5. I have the Canon 5D Mark III. I have 2 of the Mark IVs, and then I have a R5 and a 6D, which is one I just got just to practice like street photography again. I'm not afraid if it gets wet and things like that. I bought it off a fellow photographer friend of mine for really cheap. So, but Canon and lenses, the standards. Canon.
That Canon makes. So talking about lenses, if you can only have one lens at a show, what lens would that be? What focal point?
70-200.
70-200. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And people always think
any reason why? Or?
I mean, it is, but if you stand off to the side, you can pretty much get everybody in the band with that.
Right.
Everybody says a 24-70, but sometimes it's not enough. You can't get close enough. I like close up. I'm into close up. I do like perspective shots, with the whole, I have a
24 mil or
you wide, but it's never close enough for me.
So you like to get in there and get the emotion, get the expressions on the face, essentially.
Yeah. I like the 70-200 is my favorite.
Okay. Interesting. Who would be your dream band or artist to photograph, past or present?
Oh, Journey is playing. Journey's playing tomorrow here in Sacramento. And, I know a couple of their photographers that travel with them, or there's 2. And, they don't let anybody, they're not letting any press in. So I was bummed, but I tried through the PR and I tried through personally. And I didn't get that. So I'm a little bummed.
So that's
sad. I know. Especially since it's their final tour, I won't get a chance again. So
will they let you shoot from the board? From the soundboard? Sometimes they allow photographers at the soundboard. Like Tool allows it.
No, if they're not allowing photographers, they're not allowing them, period.
Anybody.
They say no press. That's that they'll do the person that works for the Golden One Center, they'll probably let just the house photographer.
Yeah.
But no. They don't, if they don't give press, you don't get at all. Yeah. That means nobody gets in. No outside. Just their own photographer. So
I have a trick for you. I've seen many photographers bring in a body that the lens can't come off. So it has to be on the lens.
Point and shoot?
Yeah, a point and shoot. And I've seen some people shoot some great stuff, but you got to be at the barricade in the front.
If they're like in their first front seats and they're really not that good because, they're decent.
It depends which point and shoot. It has to be like the higher end ones.
The ones that you're talking about that work any good, you have to be right in front. Which
you got to be in front.
$400 ticket.
Yeah,
and
you got to be in the front.
Bring your point and shoot in. That camera's about $2,000 now.
Yeah,
they're so popular that they jack the prices up.
Oh, really? Okay. I have an old one. It's a G12 Canon, and it was $800 back in the day, and it takes fantastic shots.
Megapixels on it.
I don't even know anymore. I don't use it. I gave it to my daughter.
For practice.
Yeah.
I bought one that has a pretty decent zoom on it, but they're not very good in low light.
Okay.
And some people get lucky. I mean, some people can take a picture with their cell phone, but if you really look at it, it's really not usable for anything professional. I mean, if it makes a nice one for their Instagram or whatever, Yeah,
then it's good. Yeah, that's kind of how I started in the beginning. And my husband's like, you need to go do this, with the lens. And then I noticed because the focal points were so different, I wasn't getting the full band. I was too close. And then I was like frustrated. So anyway, but now I'm learning which lenses I prefer,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you have to
it's
get
a
used to
learning
the
curve.
ones that you
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah,
If you're at a
it's
small
so different.
club, you have to use something very wide because
Well,
you'll be too close. Yeah.
yeah, I rented a fisheye 2, 3 times, and then I just went and bought one. I was like, forget
Did
it.
you
This
like
is
it? Which one did you
I.
buy?
It's the 8 to 15, and it's a zoom. There's a little bit of a zoom, and I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know that you had to take the cap off because I was like, I could see like the hood cap on it, and then
Oh,
someone's like,
you
yeah,
mean
you
the
just
hood, the
turn it on,
sides,
the hood, yeah.
the little
He's
thing?
like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
just take it
Sometimes you'll
off.
see that in right on the side here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see like black edges. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
it comes
wide.
off.
Yeah.
It's
So did
great
you like
for,
that?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's nice for smaller venues if you can just have that one shot where it has that full kind of look
Yeah, yeah,
and
those are
like to
fun.
throw into your close-up shots. It gives a little bit of a nice perspective. Yeah. So I ended up buying
Yes.
one. Yeah. I bought it
Wow.
used. There's tons of places you can get them for cheap because I use a Mark III. So it's older. I'm not going to upgrade yet
Oh,
until I kind of get
the
better.
Canon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Canon
it's
Mark
just
III.
like a
It's
touch
full
screen.
frame. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Well, anything else you'd like to share with the fans or any tips, anything else or?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Be nice. Be nice to
Yeah.
everybody. What
Yeah.
comes around goes around. Be
Absolutely.
helpful and nice to people. And it's not a competition. We're
Hmm.
just all trying to have fun, you know?
I
Don't take
agree.
yourself too seriously,
Yeah, I
right?
agree. I
And
agree.
have fun. Have fun
Yeah.
and be nice.
And share, share the
Yeah.
knowledge.
Share
I
your,
feel
why not? You know,
one thing.
what's the big deal? I mean, you don't want to share your knowledge. Well, I mean, how long are you going to live? You know, how long is that other person going to live? Who cares? What's it going to kill you to give
Yeah.
someone some advice
Yeah.
just to make them happy? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, what's it
Yeah.
going to hurt you to share? You
Yeah.
know?
I want to give a shout out to my friend David McDonald. He's a concert photographer. Love his stuff. So pristine. Everything's so sharp. And he was so nice to sit down with me and show me
Oh,
Lightroom.
killer.
And I told him he boosted my confidence and my photography is way better now. And we
Right?
did an exchange. I showed him Photoshop and that's the community you build. But
There you
people need
go.
to understand like your style is going to vary. I can't give you my creativity, but I can give
Yeah,
you the tools to better your creativity.
exactly.
That's how I see it as well. Yeah.
Somebody can tell you one little thing and you go, oh, wow,
That,
like one
yeah.
time and it'll change everything. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you share some little nugget with
Yeah.
somebody? Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going to fucking kill you? You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't understand that at all. And I've gotten a lot of people that are like that. And I just go, okay, that's on you. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
on you if you want to be a jerk off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Excuse my
totally
language,
get
you
it.
take
I
yourself
totally
so
get it. Yeah.
seriously. It's really
Yeah.
silly. It's
Yeah.
petty and silly, and that's on them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But
Yeah,
that's
some
nice.
people they don't talk to you in the pit and others are just like, "What's your name? My name's this." And then you kind of develop a relationship. And there's some people they don't want to and they're just
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
their thing and
they
I
don't
respect
care.
that
Yeah,
too. And
they're
I'm
just over
okay with
it.
that.
They're old, like get off my lawn, get off
Yeah.
my Canon lens, get
Yeah.
off my photo pit.
Well, again, thank you so much. We
Thank
have a
you so
special
much.
gift coming to you soon,
Oh, you're
and I
so
hope you
sweet.
enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate you taking your time to talk to us. It's
Yay!
yeah,
Thank you.
super big fan.
Happy
Yay.
snapping. Thank you so much. Have a great day.